Hello and welcome to First Team All Vibes, your favorite sports podcast with all of the best vibes. My name is Marissa. I am one of the hosts on this podcast, and I am the local vibe connoisseur.
And I'm Anthony, and I'm the guy that plays with balls.
That is right. We are very excited to be here, guys. The NBA season is upon us. It is here. We are
Finally
1 week in, actually, as of today. Today marks 1 week, and what a week it's been. Absolutely crazy. So we are going to dive into all of that, guys, and we are also going to get into our award predictions as well as our early playoff / seeding predictions. So that is what you can look forward to in this episode. But to start, let's get into this first week because it has been crazy from the jump. Literally started with a double overtime. First game of the season, OKC Rockets was the first one. Yeah. OKC Rockets, absolutely crazy. Next OKC game was another double overtime.
Against the Pacers?
Yes.
Rematch?
Crazy. Game 8 of the NBA Finals. Game 8. Literally, that was actually crazy. Warriors Denver also had overtime. Crazy. I mean, literally within the first few days. We have everybody off to very hot starts. All the superstars are showing up. We have literally multiple people that have already scored 50 points in the first week.
It's the most 40-plus point performances in week 1.
Yes. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, just monster performances from everybody. Obviously, there's some standouts, clearly. I mean, to no one's surprise. Obviously, Wemby is the new kid on the block. Everyone's shining, raving about him. And I know Anthony's smiling right now because that's his guy. Yes, he's a Spurs fan, so he loves him. I mean, and obviously he's ready to make his mark.
Through week 1, he had more blocks than every other team in the NBA other than 5 by himself.
I will say I did see that he actually is already 1 game away from breaking the record of longest games with at least 1 block, I think. Which is kind of crazy to me. I'm like, really? No one has gone more than 4 games?
No, I think he'd be number 2. I think I don't remember who number 1 is. I think number 1's Hakeem. He still has a ways to go to beat Hakeem.
But anyway, regardless, I mean, he's off to a monster start. Everyone's raving at him, obviously. So, I mean, that's going to pose a lot of questions for what the Spurs can look like. How does this change their trajectory? OKC, I mean, they're still undefeated. They're 4-0 currently. I mean, you could say not really a surprise, but I will say, and we've kind of been discussing this, that they kind of seem beatable this year. I gotta say, and I think everyone's hungry to beat them. I don't think it's a coincidence that they started with 2 double overtimes. I think that they have a target on their back, and they haven't played the best teams yet. So I'm not sure. Will they have a fall from grace? I don't know. Obviously, Rockets off to a slow start. They've been a favorite, not looking great.
They literally play slow too. Too slow though.
Yeah. Mavs, Celtics also not looking great. Both of those teams kind of, especially the Celtics, looking pretty sad, to be honest. I mean, yeah, all of the superstars are showing up. Obviously, Luka literally broke a record for the most points scored by a Laker ever in the first 2 games. His first season as a Laker, a full season. So immediately broke the record.
Well, is Luka about to already move into 3rd place all time for most blocks in a career in NBA history?
Well, that's not Luka's game, and we know that. We know that that's not Luka's game.
That's crazy, though. We're not even done with season 3 yet.
I mean, it's just been crazy.
That's insane.
It's just been crazy. Obviously, we got a kind of some early favorites for all these awards, and we're going to dive into all of that. But another big theme that we're already seeing is we have a ton of injuries already that we're dealing with. I mean, really before the season even started, we've talked about some of them. Obviously, Fred VanVleet was a big one for the Rockets. LeBron, we haven't even talked about that.
Tyler Hero.
Yeah, Tyler Hero.
Already going to be without Halliburton and Tatum and Kyrie.
Yes, exactly. So those we already knew. Ant was just announced to be out for 2 weeks. Luka's out this week with a minor injury. Hopefully his isn't that bad, but the entire Pacers team is injured right now.
De'Aaron Fox.
Literally the entire team. Also, J-Dub's still out. Caruso's out. Isaiah Joe, Topic, and Chet has been on and off for OKC. So they're even being hit. So that's an unfortunate theme. I mean, I guess maybe that's the price of all these people showing out so hard is that...
Or that's the price of OKC selling their soul for that title.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of a little summary of what's been going on. If you guys have not been watching the games, you need to start watching them because it has been actually crazy. And, you know, as the weeks go on, we'll get more detailed about some of these games. But today we kind of just wanted to like dive in, do a little overview because we really want to get into our predictions. And yes, guys, it's the first week. Okay, so these are early predictions, right? 4 games in, max for most of these teams. Like, we may change our predictions.
We were also supposed to already have a video out for these predictions. Didn't happen that way. Shit got messed up. But we also made those predictions before a lot of stuff happened. You're saying that we didn't. I feel like I made my prediction at least before I even knew that the Dubs signed Horford, before they extended Kuminga. So yeah, and then before the last Pablo Torre video about Kawhi came out, so there's a lot that I was like, oh,
there was a lot that we didn't know.
We also didn't know that. I didn't know Embiid was gonna be ready to play already.
I didn't know LeBron was gonna be out. Like, all of that stuff we did not know. Okay, so yeah, like he's saying, guys, we already filmed this video. Not only were we supposed to put out a video, we already made a video where we had our predictions. We did the whole thing already. But that was literally at the beginning of October. It was like before preseason had even started. And so, like we said, we didn't really know about all these injury statuses. We did not see these teams really play at all. And the video just didn't want to upload. So we thought, you know what, this is our opportunity to try it again because our predictions have already changed. Shockingly. So yeah, should we get started? Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so should we start with the award predictions? What do you think? Or should we start with our seeding and playoffs predictions?
Let's go awards because I think the playoffs is just
that's gonna be a whole thing.
That's gonna be fun.
Okay, so our NBA award predictions. I'm ready. I feel good about my predictions. I've changed some of them for sure since the last time we did it.
What's your coach of the year?
Oof. Okay, this is actually the one I had the most trouble with. Okay, I have 3 coaches that I'm actually kind of throwing in there as possibilities.
You gotta pick one.
Well, let me tell you who I have, and then maybe I'll tell you who my favorite is. Okay, so I have Mitch Johnson, the coach of the Spurs.
He's doing a great job. I was hating on it because I wanted Becky Hammon. She's the head coach of the Las Vegas Aces. She just won her 3rd title in 4 fucking years. And she was Pop's golden child. Everybody thought that she was going to get the job. They didn't even look her way because Pop was like, I want Mitch Johnson. And apparently he even called up Becky and he's like, your time's not done over there. Like, you need to build that thing up. The WNBA needs you. So...
Well, I mean, he's one of my people here because the thing is, like, you know, you got to understand, coach of the year, it's typically about exceeding expectations. And so that's a big reason why I have him there because they didn't even make the playoffs last year. So if they were to make the playoffs this year, that's already major improvement. You know what I mean? I also have Nick Nurse, the 76ers coach, because I think exact same thing. I think that they're clearly looking way better if they have, you know, some good health luck. Maybe things can shake well for them. I mean, they're still missing players and they're playing well and they're in the East.
Those were the 2 I was in between.
Really? That's so funny. And I do have like 2 kind of like, you know, like maybe honorable mentions. I had Quinn Snyder here, but I'm just not convinced that the Hawks are actually going to be as good as maybe you thought.
I was expecting.
You were
long season. It's a long season. They got to figure out how all those pieces work
That's
together.
why he's my honorable mention. And I also have an honorable mention for JJ Redick, just because second year coach.
JJ Redick.
I think that, you know, I don't know. I'll talk about this when we get into our seeding predictions, but I think things could shake up like where, you know, maybe the 2 through like 8 seeds are kind of all up in the air, depending on how things work out. That's my opinion. But, you know, I think he could have a chance. It's a looser chance than the others. So, I mean, I'd probably actually say, gotta be honest, I think the safest bet, it's really hard to say. I might go with Mitch Johnson, I think. Just because I think that it's harder to do that in the West to make a jump like that. I mean, because I could also say like, oh no, but the East, they're more likely to get a higher seed. You know what I mean? Which could help their narrative. But I mean, I think the Cavs coach won last year. So maybe they switched to the West this year. I don't know. I'm gonna go with him though. So you'll be happy to hear that, perhaps.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I love that. That means we're getting at least the 4 or 5 seed. Maybe even the 6, but So there was another honorable mention that I had that I was in between. I was also thinking Eric Spoelstra, just because he just ripped out. He completely just copied Rick Carlisle from the Pacers. But hey, it's a copycat league, and he's like, fuck, nobody could stop that. So they're playing at a ridiculous speed and ridiculous pace.
Yep.
And they're off to a good start. I was also thinking about Mitch Johnson. I love the job that he's doing. Mm-hmm. But I went with Nick Nurse.
That might be a safer bet.
There were people, I mean, us, we weren't picking the 76ers to even make the playoffs before. Mm-hmm. I think there was a lot of people thinking that this team wouldn't be like...
Same old.
It's like Embiid's not even playing, because that's not what you expect. Mm-hmm. He's
like a role player.
Awful numbers.
He's a role player right now, low-key.
And geez, man, they just look super good. Yeah. They don't have Paul George. They don't have Embiid to the level that even half of the level we know he's capable of playing.
That's why.
And Jared McCain.
Yes, exactly.
Holy hell! But they're off to an awesome start. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Nick Nurse just because I think the 76ers are gonna kind of be in play for a top 4 seed in the East.
I do agree.
And I think that's going to be honored. And I think it's just going to remind people of what a good coach Nick Nurse actually is. So,
I mean, I can't argue with that. I think that's a good choice. One of us might be right. Okay, where should we go with next?
Did you do the Hustle Award?
Oh, yeah, I did actually. And I have kind of a random pick.
Who's your pick?
Who's your pick? You go first.
I went with Warriors, Jonathan Kuminga.
Interesting. Okay.
I think when I've watched him play, even the first game, I'm like, man, he hustles like crazy, and he has that like Caruso energy where I think he's very underrated. I think he's a great defender. The rebounds, he still gets assists. The drives to the basket, I think he does. I think he's that new like dirty work player for the Warriors. So couldn't really think of anybody else. I didn't want to go Caruso again. Fuck Lou Dort. So I went with Jonathan Kuminga.
I'm going to be honest. I feel like I don't know as much about this award. Would you say it's more of like a defensive kind of award?
It's all about...
Because
it's all about stuff that kind of doesn't show up in the stat sheet. It's like, how much... Are you the heart and soul of your squad? Do the things that don't come up in the stat sheet, do they translate into like, if your team didn't have you, like, would they lose less games, or would they lose more games?
That's an interesting. I mean, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. The first person I actually thought of was Austin Reeves, which I know is like maybe doesn't fit that archetype, and that's why I ask. But I only say it because he literally like also like, I mean, he's kind of small. He gets tons of rebounds, tons of assists. He plays very quickly. He takes charges all the time. Like, he does hustle out there. Like, I mean, just taking that word, for its definition, like, he truly guts it out.
It's more of like unsung hero. They're like the 5th or 6th player you might mention. If you actually know like ball, they're like the 5th or 6th, 7th even mention on that roster.
That's fair.
Like, you're gonna he's third. He's at least third every time.
Yeah.
Like on the Warriors, you're gonna say Steph first, then you're gonna say Jimmy, then you're gonna say Draymond. You might even say Pods before you say Kuminga, just because of how many games he started for them last year.
I actually think Kuminga's a good pick.
Buddy Hield, even you're gonna mention him before. Now you're gonna mention Al Horford before. Right. Once Seth Curry actually signs, you're gonna mention him before.
I mean, I think honestly, I actually like Jonathan Kuminga for that. Like I said, that was the one I was actually not really sure about, so I can't really think of another pick off the top of my head.
It's a weird award. It's an Adam Silver-ass award that he added. It doesn't
feel like it really... It's like one of the bigger ones, but I know it is. But, all fair, I guess. Okay, next, should we do what?
Most improved.
Most improved. Okay, I actually changed my pick for this. From what we did last time.
I kept mine the same only because I watched Draymond Green's podcast. Shout out to Draymond, the Draymond Green Show. He made an important distinction. Most improved the voters don't know what it is anymore.
Yeah.
The way he understood it and the way it used to be voted is guys that used to be 4 points per game, 6 points per game scorers are now 18 to 20 points. Like, they just make a huge leap.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, did he go from like, oh, yeah, he's a good player to like, he's an all-star.
Yeah.
And so I went with Eamon Thompson. Especially because it looks like everybody else is playing in the mud other than him and Sengun. And even like Reed Shepherd, but Reed Shepherd doesn't know how to get to his spot yet. So I went with Eamon Thompson. I think that's how more or less the voters will work. If Austin Reeves continues to average like 33, 34, he's going to jump from like a 24 to a 34. He could win it too. Especially since voters don't know what that award means anymore. But who'd you go with?
I went with Benedict Mathurin, which is a
that's a
random
great
pick, but he's been playing off his mind. He's been playing so well. He's one of the few Pacers that are not injured. Or let me check the list, actually. He is injured right now, but I think it's a minor injury. So, he should be back soon, I think. It's just that they're all injured right now. But he's been playing really well. At first, guys, I was going with Andrew Nemhard for this award, another pacer, because we all know, like, they're all going to have to pick up the pace with, like, Tyrese out. So, I still think he could make an argument, but I feel like Benedict Mathurin actually is going to have a crazy, like you said, right? Like, that breakout. Now, obviously, I can't argue with, like, Austin Reeves taking that jump, but actually the reason I didn't pick Austin Reeves was because I think he's too good already.
Yeah.
Because I think that they want, like... traditionally,
fresh blood.
Yes, they want like the person that's like
they want
actually.
A new face.
Really, he probably should have won it last year, honestly, because he made a huge jump last year. But like, and he was in the conversation. He got some votes. I think he came in like third place or something. Like he actually was in the conversation. So there's a chance. I mean, maybe he could. Some people are saying he could be an all-star this year. So who knows?
I like the Benedict Mathurin pick. I originally had Benedict for Hustle.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that too, honestly.
Because I was thinking in my head, I'm just like, but he's kind of taking center stage now with Halliburton out. But I mean, you are going to name Siakam first.
Yeah.
You are going to name Andrew Nemhard first. You're going to name Naismith first. He might come up there fourth or fifth. But
I think that's why he's a good
candidate.
candidate.
Right now, geez, if he doesn't embody Pacer basketball because of his hustle and how aggressive he plays and the fire and passion, he's kind of like an asshole version of TJ McConnell.
Well, and that's that, and all that stuff you just said, where it's like, yeah, he's like not the first guy that you think of to be that person. I think that's why he's a good candidate, and actually, he's one of the favorites right now.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's my pick. Okay,
I could see him winning either Most Improved or Hustle.
I was gonna say that too, actually, that maybe he'll win the Hustle award. Honestly.
All right, let's go 6 man.
6 man. This one was hard for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. This one was kind of hard for me. The favorite right now is Naz Reid, but I don't think it's going to be Naz Reid.
I don't think it's going to be Naz Reid
because he hasn't been playing that well, and I don't think the Timberwolves are going to be that good, actually. The other guy I have here is Quentin Grimes, which is really random, but I following off like that same thought that we've already been saying of like the 76ers might actually be good this year. I think he could play a role, especially with all the injuries. Yeah, and I mean, if he elevates a bit, perhaps. I don't know, like this one was kind of hard for me. I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe I could even say, like, if I were to... Well, I just don't know. It's just injuries mess everything up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I almost want to say TJ McConnell.
Yeah, he's not playing yet.
That's why. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you can't win the award if you're not eligible. So,
True.
That's part of it.
So, this pick stayed the same for me, and he's better than I thought he was going to be. This may be a homer-ass pick. But Dylan Harper looks so good. And he's just getting more minutes, more opportunities with each game we play. And he's averaging right now. And this is just a start. This is while he's still in the process of figuring things out. 16, 6, and 6. There's more chances for a guy like VJ Edgecombe because he's a starter and he's already getting the 34, 35 minute treatment. Like Dylan Harper's doing this on 24 minutes.
Yeah.
20 to 24 minutes. It is crazy the boost he gives us. He has the second best plus on the team. Wemby's obviously number one. But yeah, Dylan Harper, I think even when Fox comes back, he's gonna be the guy that comes in for Fox at point. And I think because there's gonna be so much hype and because there's gonna be so many eyes on the Spurs this year, like especially from the media and those voters, they're going to want to watch Wemby's games, and they're just going to see more and more like, who's the rookie off the bench?
Yeah.
And I think that's just going to come up more, and more. And not even maybe, I'll even say this, maybe not even a situation where he necessarily deserves it more than somebody else. But I think that's how box office and must-watch TV the Spurs are going to be, that he's going to be the standout off the bench.
I mean, I think that's a fair pick, to be honest.
He will be the second rookie to do that.
He's a rookie, so I mean, I think that's like maybe could potentially help or hurt his case. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see, but I mean, that's not a bad pick. I really don't think. Okay, next we do clutch player.
I feel like we might have the same one. This might have been a homer ass pick for you, but
really,
did you?
Well, now I want to know who you picked.
Oh, Curry.
Okay, I picked Curry too.
Yeah, Curry. Holy fuck, the way he closed out Denver.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just like, it's unfair.
I already had him, guys. Even in our last predictions, I had Curry as clutch player of the year, and now I'm just more convinced, honestly. I know you were saying that Draymond on his podcast was saying that he's gonna be MVP conversations. I personally don't think he's winning MVP, even if he's in the.
No, I don't think he's winning.
Even if he gets some votes, but clutch player, I can definitely.
Clutch player.
Definitely, I can see that.
As long as he is breathing, he is still the clutchest player, I think, in the NBA.
Yeah.
He proved it at the Olympics, and he proved it in his finals run without Kevin Durant.
And just a few days ago.
He went on a run by himself.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He's just... It's almost like he might even be booty now from three. Unless you're in a close game and game's on the line, then he's gonna hit 4 straight, and then you're gonna look at the end of the game, and you're like, oh my God, Steph was 6 of 12. Well, he was actually
but he was 4 of 4.
He was 2 of 8 before that.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
exactly.
No, but he was 4 of 4 in the fourth with 2 minutes left.
Exactly. So yeah, I think that checks out for me. Easy one there. Rookie of the year.
Oh, we changed our minds.
Yes, guys, we changed our minds. We didn't like we said, guys. Okay, keep in mind, our last predictions, we had not even seen preseason yet. Okay, so we had seen nothing. So yes, last time we both picked
Cooper Flag.
Yes, Cooper Flag, number 1 pick. Everyone thought he's the shoe-in. I changed my thoughts kind of right away. To be honest.
We both did.
Even then, I will say I was unsure if I was super confident in that pick. I just kind of picked him, but yeah, I mean, do we have the same pick? We both talked about this earlier.
But I don't know if you remember when we did that video, I did say that I thought Dylan Harper, Con Knipple, and VJ Edgecombe were all dark horses and could steal it from him.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about this, and I did say that this was a generational draft class that's going to go down with the Kobe draft and the LeBron draft, because I think, let's just say it on account of, you already said VJ Edgecombe, right? I have VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, it's VJ Edgecombe, guys.
It's just easy. He knows what his role is.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Cooper just because they're trying to force the point guard thing when he just shouldn't even be doing that right now. It should be hard cuts to the fucking paint every time and just spot up shooting and stuff like that.
I think it's hard for him. I think I also honestly think there's just so much pressure on him because he's basically the new Luka to them, right? I mean, that's the idea, that he somehow filled that hole in the fans' heart.
Their heart.
And obviously they
have hope for a championship again.
Yeah, and the team is all older veterans, basically. So, I just feel like he's not necessarily a natural fit. I think they're kind of forcing it. Obviously, I think Jason Kidd, I don't know what the hell he's doing as far as his coaching schemes. They don't really have a good point guard to set him up. I just don't know if he's going to have, such... I mean, not that he's not going to be a good player. I just don't know if he's going to be, explosive enough and stand out enough to get Rookie of the Year. I think that VJ Edgecombe's going to get it. I think he's in a better situation.
Call me crazy. I actually think Cooper will eventually kind of make it a debate, more or less.
Yeah.
Kind of the way Chet was kind of making
a debate.
A debate with, I think, Wemby. Because I don't think they considered his first year. So I think he was up for Rookie of the Year his second year.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's going to be the same thing. I saw him at Duke. He had, guys, by the end, with what we were seeing, he was special. But I'm a Duke Blue Devils basketball fan. So November and December, he was not that dude yet. I mean,
Edgecombe?
he
He played
no,
for
no,
Duke?
no, no, Cooper Flag.
Oh, Cooper Flag. Okay. Yeah,
It took him
that's
2
right,
months.
Yeah.
It took him 2 months to figure it out. And then once January hit, he was the best player in college basketball by a mile. So I think I'll give him twice as long. I don't think you're going to start seeing Cooper Flag play well until like March or February. But once that happens, then it's going to be like, okay, it's going to be kind of flavor of the month kind of thing. He's going to make it a little bit more interesting. But he just won't be able to, as long as VJ and all these guys stay healthy, he's not going to be able to catch VJ.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just...
VJ
this is perfect for VJ.
He scored
Edgecombe.
like more points in that first game than any rookie ever in NBA history.
It was the greatest rookie debut.
Yes. Like, okay.
It was LeBron originally.
Yeah.
VJ
he
Edgecombe,
passed
no.
LeBron. No, literally. So, I don't know. I actually feel kind of bad for Cooper. I mean, they're already doing Fire Nico chants. Like, that's not easy for an 18-year-old to deal with. I don't know, but...
And you still see the flashes. At least in every game. That's what you want. It's not like...
He's on and off.
Like,
he's
not depressed
bad.
or anything. Like, he's still staying aggressive. But, yeah, I mean, this is just... I just think VJ and Dylan Harper are just in perfect situations where it's allowing them to just, while they're figuring it out, just play basketball.
Yeah.
But I loved VJ Edgecombe with what I saw when we were talking about our summer league rookie standouts.
Yes, immediately.
I had Con Knipple, VJ Edgecombe, and Nick Clifford. Those are the ones that I loved.
They're calling him the generator. Because do you remember during Edgecombe?
Really?
Do you remember during the draft? I don't know if you ever saw this clip. If you guys have not seen this, I would highly recommend it. It's so freaking cute. After he got drafted, they're interviewing him. And he starts breaking down in tears, talking about how he lived off a generator for 7 years.
Oh, yeah.
And how his mom, how his mom worked so hard to support him and his siblings. And he was just crying and, just so happy. And so now that's what people are calling him, the generator.
Isn't he originally born in another country?
Yes. I think he's from...
Wasn't it, like, Brazil or something like that?
No. I want to say he's from, an island. One of the islands.
I did see that. Yes.
But,
I remember seeing his story, and I was already like...
He's hungry.
I'm sold because those chips on your shoulder, I was just like, look at the wonders that did for Giannis. Look at the wonders that did for Luka.
Yes.
Jokic. Like, that's why these guys, these European players are so much better because they're like, bro, literally, if I don't create generational wealth for me and my family, I'm afraid I'm going to go back there.
Exactly.
And I don't want my family to experience that again.
Another 7 years of generator. So, yeah, I mean, I think that...
I love him.
I really like him, too.
Dude.
He seems so cool. And actually, I've seen some of his interviews, and, he seems like a really good, level-headed guy. So, I wish him the best. But,
really level-headed class, though. Like, all of them.
Yeah, they're
all four of them
mature.
just really, you could tell, really want to work on their craft, students of the game,
mature.
Win a championship. Down to Cooper, too.
Professional.
Cooper, Dylan, Con, all these guys are just...
head in the game. Troy Bolton, if you will. Alrighty. So next, should we go to what should we
Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, DPOY.
Guys, we just spent a lot of time on VJ. We don't need to spend more time on this. Come on. If he plays 65 games, he's the best defensive player in the world.
Yes.
Even when he's not blocking anybody, the amount of guys that just don't want to attack the paint just because he's there. I've literally seen guys, they would have gone for a layup on anybody else, and they dribble in there, see him, and dribble the ball back out. It's ridiculous. Even Draymond Green picked him to win Defensive Player of the Year, and honestly, he was trying to hate because he was like, these voters, they love the numbers, and he's going to have the blocks, he's going to have this and that, and he's like, I can't deny his impact, though. Like, you see the numbers, and it's like, yeah, dude, we are... As long as he's on the floor, we have the number one net defense.
The numbers don't create themselves.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you locked that one up. So, let's get to MVP. I feel like we both... I know what you did, and because of what you did, I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to do what I'm going to do the same thing. So... Okay, so tell us why it's Luka.
Okay, it's Luka. It's shocking. I picked Luka. I have had Luka picked. Even in the last time, guys, I had Luka picked. I think as long as he plays enough games, obviously he's out this week. He's going to miss 4 or 5 games, which sucks. But, for the most part throughout his career, he's made 65 games, and I think he wants it, so I'm not too worried about that. So obviously that's a thing with all of these awards, but just saying. But I just feel like he is already off to such a hot start. Like, yes, he's only played 2 games, but he scored 43 and 49. He's literally averaging 46 right now. Pretty much triple double every freaking game, just right where he left off really in his last like MVP season, except even better. And he's in better shape now, and he's not getting tired, and he's playing better defense. He's been getting blocks, he's been getting steals. I saw him lock freaking Steph Curry up a few possessions in that Warriors game. I mean, he's trying on defense, which I think is good, but I just feel like he's going to put up monster numbers. I think that the fact that LeBron is out is going to help him even more because he's going to be putting up even bigger numbers until he comes back. And I think it's going to be so clear that he's like the, leader of this team. I think that the Lakers are going to be good. And even though they don't have the best team on paper, I think that Luka's going to elevate them to that level. I think that he wants it. I think he has the narrative. It's his revenge season from Dallas, and, he's skinny Luka now, and he's on the Lakers, and everyone's already talking about him. So I don't know. I feel like I got to ride with my boy, and I got to pick Luka. And I genuinely think that, though. I'm not even just trying to be a fangirl.
And because you did that, I had to do the same exact thing, but for my guy, Slender Man, literally, he's a nightmare. I went with, obviously, Victor Wembanyama, getting Defensive Player of the Year and MVP. But here was my thinking. I had Shea too. I had Jokic. But here's what I was thinking. And I just think if the Spurs do make the playoffs, he is the biggest reason why. And we're all going to know it, okay? If he wins Defensive Player of the Year, that means he at least played 65 games.
That's true.
So that means as long as he plays 65 games, he's also going to be eligible for MVP. Now, I know at the end of the day, like, with all these guys that are up for it, and we're just going to go through them, Giannis, Curry, Luka, Jokic, and Shea.
Yeah.
Now, you look at all those guys. If you just take Giannis, for example, Giannis doesn't have his handle.
Yeah.
Giannis can't shoot like him. And you can't just give Giannis the ball at the end of the game and be like, go get us a bucket. Unless you're just giving him the ball in the low post. But if you need a 3, somebody else is getting that basketball.
And God knows where the Bucks are going to be in the standings.
Exactly. So with Wemby, you can give it to him at any point in the game. If you're down 10, if you're up 10, if there's 1 second left on the clock, if you need a tip-in, he can shoot from Steph range. Because obviously, let's take a look at Steph. If you're in a late game situation and there's 0.2 on the clock, Steph ain't getting that ball. You're going to need somebody to tip it in. You know who can get the ball? Victor Wembanyama. But if you're down 3, Steph can do that. But so can Wemby. And Steph is, as much as I admire his effort, he can't defend like him. He's a liability on the defensive end. He can't score over bigs in the low post. So you can take that out. And he can't dunk. Okay? So we take Luka. Now Luka's a better playmaker. Luka's a better passer. I'll give Luka, he's a tad better of a shooter. But Wemby is actually better at the free throw line. That helps late in games. Wemby can, again, same thing, not only score over bigs, but score over aggressive bigs in a dunk fashion and absolutely take their heart. We saw that in game 1 with Anthony Davis. And as far as defense goes, we know that's not Luka's game, but it's certainly his game. You take Jokic. Jokic doesn't have Wemby's handle. Jokic can't shoot the 3 the way Wemby shoots the 3. And Jokic is far less athletic. And Jokic should be compared to Luka as far as like the level of effort on defense. I think they're almost one and the same.
I agree with that.
Luka, it's almost like Jokic is a less athletic, big version of Luka. Literally. They're almost the same player.
Literally, I agree. But actually, that's kind of why I like Luka.
And SGA, we already know SGA has a stacked team. I know the voters love him right now, but we're already seeing SGA fatigue among the NBA.
Yeah.
I think those numbers are inflated because of the trips to the free throw line. Look at the last 2 games. He didn't get the trips to the free throw line. He scored 29 and 22 points.
That's what I was about to say.
Not the 50-40 buckets that he was getting.
That's what I was about to say. I don't think that I mean, I will be honest with you though. I kind of have the same questions about Wemby, and same thing with Shea. Are their numbers gonna look like the other guy's numbers? Because I mean, Joker, Luka, and Giannis are basically averaging a triple double.
Well, here's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
like, are they getting the assists? Are they scoring at that high of a level? Because all those guys are going to average above 30.
So here's the thing. Right now, Wemby is already averaging over 30. He's averaging 33. He's third in total rebounds per game. Okay, the only players he's behind is Giannis and Jokic. That's it.
But that's my point. Those are other two
He's
MVP
averaging
candidates.
5 more blocks per game than each of them, and is averaging more steals than each of them. There's also impact that the voters will look at on the defensive end that all these other guys aren't going to be able to give. If you look at him by the end of the year, and I don't even think he needs to be over 30. I think as long as he's around the 30, around 12 to 14 rebounds, the assist number is also going to go up as soon as Fox goes in there, because that's another player to worry about. I just think that's where he's going to separate himself. But you also have to understand they're going to not only be watching the games, they're going to be watching the highlights. And they're going to be enamored with the things that he can do that nobody else physically can't.
I mean,
He also has the opportunity, and he was close already to getting a triple-double over the weekend with blocks. Something that these other guys can't do.
Yeah.
He could be only the third player in NBA history to potentially get a quadruple-double. So I think as long as he plays 65, I think that's the impact he's going to have, because I mean, the other thing that SGA can't do is, well, I think SGA is a very good defender. He can't guard the 1 through the 5. This is something else that he can do. And we're already seeing the Spurs have a minus with him off the floor.
I mean, yeah.
And he has a huge plus when he's on the floor.
I think that's maybe the case with a lot of these teams. I mean, certainly Giannis, that's the case. You know what I mean?
Certainly with Curry.
Well, that's why, though. That's my point, is that I think all of these guys are so close.
The biggest separator is the defense. They're all close. The separator is the defense.
See, I actually think, though, I mean, I genuinely not even trying to be like, oh, like, that Wemby couldn't win it. Because certainly, I will give you, he definitely has the novelty factor, right? Like you're saying, like, he's different. He's so huge. He's like this crazy, unique player compared to the others. You know what I mean? So I think that helps him, certainly. However, I honestly just wonder if his team will be high enough for him to win MVP. Because that would mean he would have to finish like top 4 seed minimum. They would need at least a 4 seed,
which gets into the playoff predictions.
In the West. And so that's actually probably my biggest thing against Wemby getting like MVP. Next year, I could maybe say I see it, because they'd have a full year together, do pretty, like, place pretty well. He gets DPOY, and next year maybe they make some pieces. Everyone's a little bit better, and I could see next year being his MVP. I could even see him winning multiple MVPs. I think I'm just wondering if the Spurs are going to be able to jump so quickly in in 1 year from not even making the playoffs at all, not even make the play-in to a top 4 seed.
The team that they currently look like at the moment that they're reminding everybody of is the Thunder. They went from not making the playoffs to the 2 seed to a champion. So the Spurs
we'll see.
Could be in the same situation, because nobody was picking that team to make the leap that they did that season.
But it also took the Thunder time, and that's why I say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even say to undermine it at all, and I could see it potentially happening. I just wonder if it's going to be this year. That's my biggest thing with Wemby MVP. But anyway, those are our picks.
Well, Luka would also need to play 65, and they would also need to be a top 4 seed.
Yeah, but he has LeBron and Austin Reeves as his number 2 and number 3.
Just saying.
And they were 3 last year. It's not as much of a leap for them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing, is it's a huge leap for the Spurs, and the Lakers were number 3 last year.
But that's where the voters will come in on that. is they will consider he's playing with LeBron and Reeves.
But
They will
we
take that
kind
into
of talked about this
consideration.
earlier. Because the thing is, it's like you could say the same thing about Jokic. He's on a stacked team. Could say the same thing about Shea, and he won last year. He's on the most stacked
Now,
team.
the difference is Shea has, or Jokic, Jamal Murray has never even made an All-Star game. So there's a little bit of a difference. These guys already have
Yeah, but they've already
certain
won a
accolades.
championship. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not
I'm just
sold on
telling
anybody
I'm
completely,
just
but-
telling you the way that I've seen the voters think and the way they've voted before, which is why Luka. I don't even think Luka's ever finished second in MVP voting.
No, but the thing is, that's what, you know why? Not because of his numbers and not for lack of trying, but because that year he should have. A lot of people think he should have won MVP. That they give to Jokic for like the third year in 2023, 24. The Mavs
Well, a lot of people felt that way. Not me.
The Mavs were the 5 seed, and that's why he didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's my point with Wemby, is that it's like, will he be high enough to really make an argument? Because I actually would personally prefer it if they legitimately picked the best player. I think that that's what they should do, but that's not what they do. They end up picking one of the best players and one of the best teams.
If they did that, LeBron would have 8.
Well, that's my point, though. I mean, I guess you're right, and maybe Jokic would have, all of the past like 5 years.
Jokic would have a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Giannis would probably have more than 2.
But they typically go with the idea of like who is the best player.
That's why it's still gonna line up.
Yeah,
because we're getting into our playoff predictions.
Yes, exactly.
So it's still gonna
this is a perfect segue.
This has to go by quicker.
I know. It's okay. We're getting
really
into good
got into that one.
We're getting into good conversation. I mean, that's the MVP. That's a big conversation.
Fucking hate this whore.
Okay, let's go.
Fucking.
Do you want to go first? Or should I go first?
Yeah, you know what? Okay, are we starting off with the East or the West?
Let's start with the East. How about let's both... Well, you go first.
Okay, so I'll just reveal my seeds and then you reveal yours.
Okay.
I'll go... Should we go 1 through 8 or 8 through 1?
I think 8 through 1, starting from the bottom.
At 8, as the 8th seed, I have the Atlanta Hawks.
Ooh.
It is flipped. I originally had them at like the number 2. That's what I was thinking. They have a lot that they need to figure out. It's probably going to take a month or 2. I still could see them, maybe being the Pacers of this year. But they have a lot of pieces. They need to figure out how all those things work together.
Yeah.
So that's going to take time. I think they have a great coach, and I think they have really great pieces there. But, man, it's going to take more time than I thought.
Yeah.
As the 7th seed, I have the Boston Celtics.
Ooh.
They are 0-3 right now. But same thing. I just kind of believe in the head coach. I believe in Jaylen Brown. I believe in Derek White. I believe in Peyton Pritchard. I think these guys at some point figure it out to get in. I think they'll be in the play-in.
I will say I think Tatum's going to push to come back, so maybe that helps them a bit.
Yeah. But 7 right now. That's where I have them. As the 6th seed, I have the Miami Heat. And this may be low, but I mean, I don't know how I would move off of maybe the other teams.
Yeah.
But I mean, Eric Spoelstra's just doing a great job. I think they could be a dark horse actually in the East because Norman Powell is an absolute bucket. That was a great get. Davion Mitchell has been great. Bam Adebayo is still the anchor and the heart and soul of that team. And they're doing all this, guys, without Tyler Hero. So they're playing impressive. And honestly, it's the Heat culture. It's Pat Riley. It's Eric Spoelstra. I love that organization. Then I have the Milwaukee Bucks at 5. This may be a little bit of a hot take, but they're actually a lot better than I thought they would be.
They're not horrible, actually.
And I mean, Giannis.
In the East.
If we're being completely honest, you could make the argument that since Giannis has won his first MVP, he's actually low-key the best player in the NBA and in the world because he's unstoppable on offense. And, you even consider guys like Luka and Jokic. He's a great defender, though. And he already won a championship. He's already won multiple MVPs, put up a 50-burger in the finals.
Some people have Giannis as MVP.
You could make the argument that he still should be the best player in the world because they had games last season where Dame was out and Giannis was averaging 8 assists a game and almost averaging a triple-double. I think Giannis is 31.
Okay, that was my question because I'm like, I wonder like because he plays so intensely that I'm like, is he going to be able to keep that up?
I think he's going to be able to keep it up to 35.
Fair. Well, yeah.
I think you'll see the numbers dip, not be trash,
and
but
then
numbers
he's gonna
dip
go
at
to Greece
36.
because he said that he was gonna do that.
Yeah. Or maybe the Lakers. Maybe he decides to play with
Luka finally.
Then at 4, I have the Detroit Pistons. I already had them as overachievers, but honestly, they're not bad at all.
No.
I think they're very fundamental. I think Cade Cunningham is like, honestly, he kind of plays like a black Luka. It's just with a little more sauce and a little more athleticism.
That's funny.
But obviously, it's less of the European IQ. But yeah, I mean, I love what Cade Cunningham's doing. They share the basketball. They're fundamentally sound. So yeah, I like the Pistons at 4. At 3, I have the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
I don't know what is going on. This is what has changed in my predictions. This spot, I think I originally had the Magic. I am so down on the Magic now. But my goodness, Nick Nurse has that team playing on a whole other level right now. And again, guys, Embiid is not Embiid yet, and it's without Paul George, and it's without Jared McCain. But because of the way this backcourt, VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey are playing together, and even Kelly Oubre's minutes, Quentin Grimes' minutes, like all these guys are playing so good. This just helps them in the long run. When Embiid can slowly come together, they don't have to push for him. PG-13, they don't have to rush him back. It's like, dude, he can come back maybe even in March. Yeah. I think they have an opportunity to do that. Jared McCain, they don't have to rush that back. Like, they are, to me, the biggest dark horse in that conference. At 2, I have the Cavs. I still think they're good. I just think they fall off a little bit. I want to see how they look with Darius Garland. Number 1, I have the Knicks. Power of friendship. The offense looks better. I think the defense doesn't look as good as it did last year, but it's still pretty good,
Not
guys.
as a defensive-minded coach, so...
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're the team that makes the play for Giannis in a cat...
Apparently, he wants to go there,
in a cat-Giannis swap, if they do.
That'd be crazy.
Holy fuck, that would change...
They could actually have a chance for the fucking
Yeah, that would
finals,
change my predictions over there. But yeah, I have the Knicks number 1.
All right. Actually, honestly, we're not that far off. We are not that far off. I am actually literally live rearranging this because I made these a few days ago. 8, I have the Pacers. I think they're making the play-in. I know you don't. I know you don't think they're making the play-in, but dude, I almost saw them almost beat OKC the other day.
Without
5 players. They're the hustle, the Pacers hustle, the Pacers black magic, whatever you want to call it. It's alive and well. So
how long can it be alive and well until they start losing?
I mean, look, spoiler alert, I have them getting out in the first round. Okay? But the point is that I still think that they're making the play-in. I think they're somehow doing it, okay? Sorry, sue me. 7, I have the Bucks right now. Obviously, maybe honestly, like I said, I'm kind of live rearranging this. Maybe I should move the Bucks up to 7 actually. And I think I'm going to put the Hawks at 6. Hawks at 7, Bucks at 6.
I hope when you do the graphic for them watching that it's literally flipping as you're saying
It's moving around. No, that's how my mind looks right now.
You got to make a pick and you got to stick with it.
That's the live look. No, okay.
You're going to be surprised
7,
by what I did.
I'm going with the Hawks. And 6, I'm going with the Bucks. So I think, is that not the same that you had?
I had the Hawks 8.
Okay, well, yeah.
I had the Bucks at 5.
Okay, so kind of similar.
I gave Giannis a little bit more respect.
5, I have the Pistons. 5, I have the Pistons. 4, I have the Heat, which might be kind of crazy, but I mean, right now it's the East. I don't know. They look pretty good.
Pistons kind of also remind me of OKC. They could be a year off from a finals run.
That's why I think the Pistons are actually going to be pretty good, and I could see those 2 seeds being interchangeable.
They could make a trade for Giannis.
I could see the Pistons being the 4 or the 3. And we talked about this kind of earlier. I'm actually not really super confident about the actual seeding of these. I think these will be the top teams in my opinion in the East, but I don't know how their seeds are going to shake out actually. And then 3, I have the 76ers. These I think are the same. We
had them at the same spot.
I have 3 76ers, I have 2 Cavs, I have 1 Knicks. Same thing. I mean, and
Probably for the same reason.
yeah,
so.
I was gonna say we kind of already talked about it. You already said it. One team I noticeably do not have is the Celtics. I do not have them in here.
So I have the Celtics.
I mean, to be honest,
Pacers?
I could see the Pacers and the Celtics like fighting for that playing spot.
Mm-hmm.
If I think there's always a chance. Like if the Bucks trade Giannis, like they're cooked. You know what I'm saying? Like if something happens,
The Celtics trade for Giannis.
Right? Oh, that'd
You're
be
just
crazy.
Like, oh, you gotta be kidding me! They're back.
know.
They're so back.
No, I don't think he'd want to go there right now because it's not looking too hot over there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna be that good. They're not looking really good right now, and I don't know. I think this is a down year for them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe next year, but I could see the Pacers and the Celtics fighting for that playing spot. All it takes is one injury, obviously, to like derail all of this, but we'll see. That's what I have right now.
All right. Let's reveal our
playoff seeding
our
or play
seeds,
predictions.
Let's
Or
reveal
the
our
West.
seeds on the West.
Okay.
And then after that, we're gonna go quickly. We're not gonna give reasons why. We're just gonna go quickly through who's winning the matchups and how many games, and just go down to our finals.
Well, I don't even have the games, but I guess I can come up with that on the fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You go first.
I'll go first.
8 through 1.
At 8, I still believe in them. I have the Dallas Mavericks barely getting in. I think once they come to form, get healthy, figure shit out, I like them getting in. I just think like there's top heavy teams. There's a good 7 or 6. There's only room for one more. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sure Monty's is going to be different on who that one more is. I'm not like, I hate the Clippers vibe, so I'm just not going to put them in there. The Grizzlies are either going to blow you out or get blown out. I think the Mavs, once they get it together, I think they can start winning some games and beating those teams. So that 8th spot is going to go to, it's up for grabs. It's going to go to anyone. So I have 8 Mavs. 7, I have the Rockets. This has changed a lot. I used to have them really high.
Wow.
But, oh my gosh. Like, it's not even that they play slow, guys. They look slow.
Did Kevin Durant kill their team, Loki?
He might have.
I'm like, is he a team killer? Is he just a vibe killer?
I think about the pace that the Spurs play. They legitimately want to play slow. That's where they're comfortable. And Kevin Durant would be great in that system. Even LeBron would be great in that system. You want those older guys to play slow. But
that was the Rockets
oh my gosh, no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. Amon's having to slow down. Sengun's having to slow down. Eason's having to slow down. This is looking like a really bad trade. I understood. I originally loved it because I understood the thought process to close out games.
Yeah.
But what's the point of closing out games when you're getting your ass beat by the time the 4th comes?
I kind of think they should have been patient and just waited for development, but
which makes the Spurs even look all the more genius to like not make that move during the summer and wait. So yeah, 6 I have, 6 I have the Rockets.
Or 7 you said, no? 7 the Rockets?
Oh my god, I messed it up.
Okay.
Sorry guys. The Timberwolves are 7.
Okay.
I have the Timberwolves at 7.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Okay.
So I have the Timberwolves 7.
Yeah.
I don't like that Anthony Edwards is out.
Mm-hmm.
I also just think they have a lot of pieces that, I don't know, just kind of don't work anymore. Yeah, I hate the Gobert piece. We're just seeing it now. Nikhil Alexander-Walker meant so much to that team.
Yes.
We'll see how they do with 2 weeks without Anthony Edwards. There's just not a lot of guys that I love on that team anymore. Randall was great in the playoffs, and now he's not as good. Naz Reid is shooting worse, slightly. Mike Conley should have probably retired a long time ago. Yeah, I'm just not crazy about the Timberwolves. I already wasn't crazy before I had him as a 6 seed, in the video that we couldn't put out. So I have him as a 7. Rockets, I do have 6. So nothing changed about the Rockets. I just don't think they're going to be a play-in team. That's why I was like, oh man, that's crazy that I put that. I was just going with it.
That's why I was like, dang, okay, damn, play-in.
5, I have Golden State. Okay. And that's a little bit of a like, whoa, because they're off to such a good start. I just think they have a lot of old guys. I'm just curious how long they can sustain it. If Steph can stay healthy, if Jimmy can stay healthy. Not really much else to add to that. If those things start to happen, I just don't believe in Steve Kerr. So That's why I am taking this as everybody's healthy.
Yeah.
But I'm also trying to take it from like a perspective like
realistically how it's going to play out.
like what more or less could happen. 4, I have the Lakers only because I think they're actually better without LeBron.
Yeah.
They look a lot faster, especially with even Ayton. They look a lot faster. I think they play worse when LeBron's there, only because I think he tries to also he's refusing to play off ball. He's also sharing the basketball with Luka and trying to make decisions and do all these things. I just think when he comes back, he's gonna throw everything off, and I think they probably lose a lot of games that it's gonna have Lakers fans scratching their heads like can we get rid of him? Good thing for you is it's his last year. So yeah, I have the Lakers at 4. I have the San Antonio Spurs as the 3 seed. I think they're already off to a 4-0 start. Now, I do think they can have, because the Knicks, I think, were 3 or 4 last year in the East. I think it could be a Knicks thing. The Knicks beat every team that they should have beat. And then they had a good 4 or 5 that were upper echelon teams that they were in close games against, couldn't beat.
Yeah.
I think the Spurs are going to win over 50 games. I think they're going to have a great year. They very well could struggle against the Lakers, against OKC, against the Nuggets, but I don't think they'll struggle as mightily against everyone else. I think they have a pretty good record against everyone else. In the East, I think they might struggle against the Knicks. I think they could struggle against the Cavs. The 76ers. I don't know if they could struggle against anybody else. And mind you, they don't have to play all these teams for all their games. Those are maybe a good 25 of those games that they could win at least 5 of them. And if they stay relatively at like a 700 type of winning percentage against everybody else, that's a 50-win team. I think they might be pretenders by the time they get there, but I think that's where they could be if the ceiling hits. Again, it still relies on...
regular season team.
Yeah, it still relies on Wemby being healthy. They still don't have enough firepower, which here comes the firepower. At number 2, I have the Nuggets. Even though they're trying to figure things out, they still look good. They're only going to get better. It's only going to get better. And then OKC, it just seems like even when they suck, they can't lose because the officials just are going to put them at the free throw line 40 times.
And they're so deep. That's the thing about OKC.
So yeah, their first 2 games, double overtimes. They shot 80 combined free throws in those first 2 games. And everybody's like, see? OKC fans.
Yeah.
It's you. See, we don't always get calls. We had 12 this game. We had 18 the last game. It's like, yeah, you blew out both teams that you played. Like, you don't need the officials in those games. Those aren't the games we're talking about. It's the games that you're getting the calls and when you're getting all your fucking calls. So, they're already really hard to beat because they are that good. But at the same time, it's like, are you even allowed to beat them at this point? So, I just don't see them losing a lot of games because we know SGA's whistle. And when you're the top dog, you're going to get those calls. So,
all right.
They're the 1 seed.
Well, I guess I'll give my own thoughts now on my top 8. So I agree with you completely on the 8th seed. I think this is kind of like a toss-up. I have the Clippers, but I could see being the Mavs. I actually kind of teetered between them both, but I just think that...
Could also be the Grizzlies.
Yeah, it could, honestly, if the Clippers fall off.
Could be the Kings.
If the Mavs don't get it together. I mean, because I just, the Mavs, like, I just feel like they just have no... creators. Like, it's so hard for them to run their offense. It's clunky. It's not really working. I don't think they're going to be awful, but it's just, I mean, I think they'll be lucky to get the play-in. Yeah, I think they'll be lucky. They're just going to miss too much time without Kyrie, and, like, I think the only hope they really have is if Kyrie comes out, like, guns blazing, and that's kind of, I just don't think realistic for a guy who's, like, 36 or something, like, coming off of months and months and months of not playing basketball. I think it might be a little bit of a slow start for him, understandably. So I don't know, but I have the Clippers right now for that reason. I think they just squeak in the play-in spot. But I kind of have the same argument as you do that it could be anybody's spot. 7, I also have the Timberwolves. So same kind of, I completely agree on that point. I think that this 2 weeks without Ant is going to hurt them because, yeah, other teams have injuries, but those teams have more depth. You know what I mean? Like, the Timberwolves, dare I say, like, do not have another, like, crazy high volume guy like Ant, and they don't have multiple for sure. I just question how many games they're going to be able to win without him. And 2 weeks is a lot. 2 weeks is a lot. They don't have
at least 6 games.
Yeah, if not more. I mean, I don't know exactly how many games they have, but that could be up to 10 games. Like, the Lakers this week have 5 games that Luka's going to miss in 1 week. You know what I mean? So I don't know exactly what their schedule looks like, but in the West, that's all it takes. You know, if 2 weeks, that can completely derail you. So I think they're going to be decent, but I agree with you on all the points. I think they're getting older. I do not like Rudy Gobert at all. I think he's kind of washed, honestly. And
Fool's been washed, according to Draymond. He's always been washed.
Exactly. I think he's honestly overrated, in my opinion. But regardless, I agree with you on that point. 6, I have the Spurs. And obviously, I know you have them higher. I just think that if they miss any time without Wemby, they're cooked. Like, honestly, I genuinely think that. And I think that's their Achilles heel. And that's why I can't put them that high. Because the same thing I just said about the Timberwolves of, like, they don't have that second guy that can really, like, go crazy. Yeah, maybe Fox, like, obviously, but he's also injured right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
he's coming back November 7th.
I think that that's what's gonna, like, potentially impact them. Obviously, Wemby has been notoriously, like, unreliable as far as, like, availability. So, I mean, I hope that he's available more this year, but I just think that they're maybe relying too much on him. Like, he is literally, like, the sun, the center of their little universe. And yes, they have other good pieces, but, like, let's be honest, without him, they're not making the playoffs at all. So they're not that good. You know what I'm saying? Without him, in the West, if they were in the East, this would be a different story. I could see them getting
They'd be the ones.
That's why. That's why. If they were in the East, it would be different. But the other top teams that I have above them are just so stacked and have so many, like, stars or star adjacent. I have them making the playoffs, and that's a big jump already for them. And I also agree that, you know, we'll see what happens in the playoffs, but I have them at the 6th seed right now.
Well, you put them where Wemby said before the preseason game started.
Okay, perfect.
Where he said that they were going to be.
Great, we're on the same page.
They said, what's your expectations? He's like, at least 6.
There you go. So, I agree. I
didn't hesitate, so he's a little bit of a psychopath.
I think that that's fair. I think that that's fair. 5, I have the Warriors. I think you had them also at 5.
Yeah,
I think that they're going to be good, but it's kind of the same thing of, like, if Steph is out, they're cooked. Like, yes, they're good. Jimmy Butler is actually looking better this year, I think, than he did last year. Maybe that's just the comfort and, like, chemistry kind of aspect. Who knows? Maybe Jimmy Butler carries them through a couple games. But then I also even think, even if Jimmy Butler's out, like, I just don't know. I don't know. I mean, Jonathan Kuminga's looking a lot better now, so maybe if he picks it up a bit, like, you know, and consistently stays like that, maybe that'll help them. But again, the West, so stacked, all it takes, and they're all old. Like, that's my worry with the Warriors, and that's why I have them at 5. Oh, at 4, I have the Rockets. Obviously, I know you're a little bit lower on them. I think that they figure it out eventually. I think they're starting off kind of rough, but I think they will pick up the pace. I think that Şengün's really good. I think that Amen Thompson's going to be really good. I think that, you know, obviously KD's still got it, and I think they're going to figure it out. I think that they're going to be really good defensively. I think that their, you know, quadruple big lineup will work eventually. They have a really good coach. I think they have a good chance for 4. I think they have a good chance for 4. 3, I have the Lakers, so I have them one spot up from where you have them. Same seating as they had last year. And I did kind of want to touch on what you said about LeBron, because that's actually why I think it might work, because when he comes back, I do think we might sputter a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, we've already had so many injuries, but somehow we're keeping afloat thanks to Austin Reeves. But I do think we'll sputter a little bit, but I actually think that LeBron will be more willing to work off ball than maybe you're saying. I think that that's the only way they're going to win. And so it's like, I think he just has to be realistic. And especially because he doesn't want to re-aggravate that injury, because sciatica doesn't just go away. I think that he's going to be aware of that. I don't think he's going to be overly aggressive to, like, jump in there and, like, you know, be crazy immediately. At least I don't think so. So I think that, you know, he said all offseason he was working on his catch and shoot, because he knew that he'd be doing more off-ball stuff. And, you know, I've seen some people saying, like, maybe he can assume kind of like a Draymond Green role on the team. Obviously, in the LeBron James way, he's still going to be doing more. He'll be shooting more, etc. But, you know, who knows? He might be like a spiritual third option for this team. Even though he's LeBron James, he's a second option, you know what I mean? So we'll see. He could throw us off this year. I do think LeBron's kind of the swing faster for this team, but I have them at 3. 2, I have the Nuggets, and 1, I have OKC. I do think, though, like, I think OKC is going to win more games than anybody. I don't think they're going to win as many as last year. I don't think it's going to be as wide of a gap, but I think that they still get it. They're young. They're deep. They have infinite players. They're injured right now, and they're still 4-0. Like, they have so many players, like you said. Like, the refs, obviously, they love them. Ref darlings. So, I think they're going to get the 1 seed. I think the Nuggets are the number 2 best team on paper. But I genuinely think that the 2 seed will be up for grabs this year. I think that there's not going to be that much of a difference as last year. Like the Rockets last year, there were 55 wins, I think, and the Lakers were 50. So I don't think there's going to be that big of a gap. I think it might be 1 or 2 games. So I think it could kind of go anybody's way, right? I mean, with all these seedings. Like, really, disclaimer, with all these seedings, I think they could go any way. So those are my West predictions for now. Early predictions. So let's get into our playoff predictions.
All right.
Please, you pop off. I'm gonna have to work on my little East ones. I gotta read.
I'm gonna run through these really quickly. I'm gonna tell you who's winning it and how many games.
Perfect. Pop off.
So in the first round, Knicks versus Hawks. I have the Knicks winning in 6. I think Hawks put up a little bit of a fight. Trae Young loves to play the Knicks. But I think the Knicks win. Pistons, Bucks. I think this is Giannis's last ride. Bucks win in 7. Next year is the Pistons' year. They're going to be a lot better next year. Cavs, Celtics. I'm going to give the Cavs at least 1 game. So I'm going to give the Celtics at least 1 game.
I was going to say, wait, what?
I'm going to give respect to Jaylen Brown and all those guys in the championships. Or the championship, the one. And I'm going to go Cavs. Then I got 76ers Heat. I think the Heat culture, they push the 76ers to 7. But I think the 76ers pull it out. Then in the next round, I have the 76ers beating the Cavs in 7. Because Tyrese Maxey, I have him going off for back-to-back 40-point Game 7s.
That's
and
wild.
Wins those games. Knicks, Bucks. I have Knicks winning in 5. And I have Giannis probably joining the Bucks the following season.
The Knicks.
Or, Jesus Christ. It's so late, guys. I have Giannis joining the Knicks probably next season. Then Knicks, 76ers. The 76ers will do the unthinkable and win 3 straight Game 7s in a row and get to the NBA Finals. I think I love where they're at right now. They're playing great basketball. This is the way they're playing it right now. They're going to allow Joel Embiid to kind of slow his way back. And, they can put him on a minutes restriction. They can have him not play back-to-backs for sure. They can slow back Paul George. They can slow back Jared McCann. And I just think this is a perfect situation right now for the 76ers. I think that backcourt play, whether it's the starters or the bench, is going to really lift this team up the rest of the season. And I got Joel Embiid putting up at least a 2020 game in that Game 7. 20 points, 20 rebounds. And they beat the Knicks. And that's why the Knicks move on to go get Giannis, because they realize Cat is too soft.
And they need more.
They need somebody to get more rebounds.
Yeah.
And put up more points. Then in the West, I have OKC beating the Mavs in 5. Again, I'm considering maybe Kyrie and all these guys are there. I will give them 1 game. I got OKC in 5. Lakers, Golden State. LeBron's last run was a long time ago. This is Steph's last. I have Golden State winning in 6. I think the Lakers, they're going to have to prove it. They can say that, LeBron can say, I want to be a spot-up shooter this season. Well, all I've seen him do in late games, especially in the playoffs the last few years, is take the ball out of Luka's hands and take the ball out of Davis's hands. I think he ends up screwing them for that. I also question whether or not they can play good defense when it really matters and when it counts. I like Golden State's versatility. Again, if they're healthy, this is for every team. But I like Golden State's versatility to match lineups, especially with Al Horford now. I just think that's a lot of veteran leadership. And Steph, he's going to go hard because he wants to win one more. And you can feel it. He's still hungry. So I have Golden State in 6. Denver and the Timberwolves. I am giving Anthony Edwards one game. I think Denver wins that series in 5. And I think they realize they need to get younger and they need to get faster. Then I have Spurs Rockets going to 7. I think this is a battle of the future centers in Wemby and Sengun. But I have the younger and faster Spurs winning that in Game 7.
All right.
That's where I have that going. Then I have Denver beating the Spurs in 7. I think the Spurs surprisingly make it very tough on them, and I think the Spurs get blown out in Game 7. That's the way I have that going. I think they win 2 close ones. I think they win another one by a decent amount, but then I think the Nuggets just are like, okay, can we stop toying with these fuckers and just blow our backs out in Game 7, so to speak. Then I have the Golden State Warriors knocking out OKC in 7 games. Steph goes banana
That's crazy.
sandwich.
That's actually crazy.
SGA loses his fucking mind. And I have Steph building up for one final run. But that comes to a close against the Denver Nuggets in 6 games in the Western Conference Finals. What I'm very encouraged about with Denver isn't just the play of Mr. Aaron Gordon, 50 burger in their first game, but Jamal Murray is averaging 33 points and is on a tear. I like that they're going to have their 3-point guy available, unlike Michael Porter Jr., in Cam Johnson. I love Jonas Valanciunas. I love Bruce Brown. I love Christian Braun, or Brown, however the fuck you say it. It's spelled Braun, and I hate that it's pronounced Brown, but I love the way this team is built. You want to talk about versatility on an NBA squad? They have the most. They can play small. They can play big. They can play fast. They can play slow. They can beat you any way that you want to get beat. So I have Denver knocking out Golden State in 6. And that could be, unless he leaves, Steph's last Western Conference Finals appearance. Then in the finals, I have Denver beating the 76ers in 6 games. I think Jokic takes over that series. I think the 76ers realize after a great Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals that maybe they need to move on from Joel Embiid too and prepare for their future and life after the process. And I have Nikola Jokic winning MVP, and I have Nikola Jokic winning his last NBA title.
Wow, cinema. What a story you got going there. Well, that was good, to be honest.
We'll see what happens. This would be a great run.
That would be a great run. I just had to rewrite all my East picks, guys, because like I said, you were wondering why I was like sitting here writing. It's because I had to reorder all these and make sure I have them right, because I also didn't have the number of games, so I kind of made that up on the fly. But let's start with my East pick, shall we? I have the Knicks and the Pacers. And you know what? As much as I love the Pacers, I think the Knicks are winning it this time. I will say, though, I think the Pacers push. I think the Pacers push them to 6. Yep, that's exactly what I was going to say. I don't think the Pacers are going to give up easy. I think they still give them a hard time, but without Tyrese, they're not.
I'm honestly just giving Tyrese a little bit more love and not putting the Pacers in there.
Yeah,
that's a heart and
fair.
soul.
You're right. But he's on the sidelines, and you know what? He's already dunking too, so maybe he could come back at the playoffs. You know, you never know. I don't know, but I do have the Knicks winning that in 6. And then I have the Heat Pistons. I have the Pistons winning that. But I think it comes down to 7. I think a lot of these actually East games are going to be long series. That's my hot take. 76ers versus the Bucks is going to be the 76ers. But I think it's 6 games. I think Giannis pushes with all his might. This is if he does not get traded. Because, by the way, if Giannis gets traded to the Knicks, they're beating the Pacers in 4. You know what I'm saying?
If Giannis gets traded to the Knicks,
the Bucks are making the playoffs.
You can genuinely also say, like, okay, there's only one team in the East, but at full strength, Who can beat
the
Knicks in the West?
Are the Giannis, Brunson Knicks beating the Nuggets in your little scenario? You know what I mean?
I might, yeah.
So, yeah, but...
Because it's not just Brunson. It's OG Anunoby.
That's why.
It's McCall Bridges.
Yeah.
It's Miles McBride.
I mean, depending on what they have to give up, though. Because I don't know if they're just doing a direct... I don't know if
oh, no, they probably
Milwaukee's just taking Cat. You know what I mean? So, we'll see. But, yeah, 76ers...
Could be Cat and Josh Hart.
Right now... If Giannis is on the team, they make the playoffs. I think it'll be 76ers in 6. Cavs, Hawks. I have the Cavs winning that in 4. I'm sorry, Hawks, but I just don't think that you could get that. 76ers versus Cavs. I think this goes 7 games. I think it's a tough series, but I think the 76ers win it. I unfortunately think that the Cavs fall again, and they have to address their whole second apron mess because they're in the second apron right now, and they're spending a ton of money on their team, so I think they have to address that. And maybe next year, but I think maybe the 76ers get it. But one big thing I think is going to be health for the 76ers. If Joel Embiid's not healthy, come playoff time, if they don't have Paul George or Joel Embiid, I don't think the rookies have enough to do it. So in that case, it could be the Cavs, you know. Knicks, Pistons. I had the Pistons pushing them around just like they did last year, but I think the Knicks come up in 7. Like I said, I think
7.
I think it's going to be because they went to 7 last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. These teams are scrappy. These East teams are scrappy, and so I could see them giving the Knicks a hard time. Maybe 6, but I think the Knicks come out of it.
The talent is in the West. The heart
That's
is in
why.
the East.
That's why. Yes, exactly. So, Knicks 76ers. This is the same matchup you had, no? In the conference finals?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have the same one, but I have the Knicks winning it.
Yeah, the Knicks, yeah.
Just because I just don't trust the 76ers to stay healthy. Even if Joel Embiid starts the playoffs, will he finish the playoffs? In the conference finals, is his knee still going? I just don't trust it enough. And I have to be fair, I have that series going to 7 also. So, you know, it could go either way. But
I think Tyrese Maxey gets buckets on Brunson.
And if Edgecombe just is like, this is my chance, like...
Fuck McCall Bridges.
You know, I mean, there's a chance, but I have the Knicks right now winning in 7, okay? So they're going to the NBA Finals from the East for me. And then on the other side, I have OKC Clippers. I have OKC in 5. I don't think that the Clippers are going to be able to stand up against the youngest team.
I'm going to give you an opportunity. If that's the matchup, I'm going to give you an opportunity to change that right now. Because you know what's going to happen if the Thunder play the Clippers in the first round.
You think it's 4?
It's 4, dude. It's 4.
I was trying to be generous.
There's no need to be generous. Mine, I feel like they were tough matchups, so I was giving everybody a game. That is not a tough matchup. Yeah, that's 4.
But
that's a sweep.
I don't know. I just think OKC will be a little more beatable this year, and I could see one game where they get they get beat. Whatever. I stand by it. OKC in 5. Rockets Warriors. I have the Warriors winning in 6, which might be a hot take. They
won last year.
I just don't know, like you said, if they have enough chemistry. Granted, I actually do think that the reason that they pushed them so much last year was because of the youth, of the energy, and that's why the Rockets got the 2 seed, and that's why I say that I feel like they kind of like compromised. It's like a double-edged sword. Like, yes, you got more scoring, but you also lost a lot of the youth and energy and quickness and whatever. So it could go, but again, if the Warriors are down Steph, they're cooked. If the Warriors are down Jimmy, they're cooked. That's my worry about the Warriors more than the Rockets. So right now I have Warriors in 6, assuming they're all healthy. And then I have the Lakers versus the Spurs. And I'm sorry, but I have the Lakers winning that. I just think that I trust...
How many games, you whore?
6.
Okay, at least
I gave him a chance. I think Wemby will put up a fight, but I just think that I trust Luka and Austin and LeBron.
You trust Austin. We don't have enough firepower as that Wemby. We fucking heard all this bullshit before.
That's why, okay? I'm sorry. And 6 games, they're going to push them, but I think that the Lakers would come out of that. And then I have the Nuggets Wolves, and I have the Nuggets beating them in 5 or 6. Maybe max 6, but probably
maybe
5.
Even 4.
Yeah, maybe 4, to be honest. So, but I could see them ruffling their feathers.
I feel like the matchups that you have, there's a lot more opportunities for sweeps. Than what I put.
I think these are more obvious. At least for those rounds. The next 2 rounds, you could argue maybe not. Because I actually have, OKC Warriors, just like you do. In the second round, in the semis. And I have OKC winning, though.
How many games?
In 6. That might be controversial. I could see it going to 7. I just think that this matchup specifically... OKC is so deep and so young, and that's what they have on the Warriors. Could I see Steph going nuclear, pushing it to 7? Yes. But one wrong step from Steph, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Even if Jalen Williams goes down, I think OKC could still win it. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't think that... And they're going to be playing significantly less minutes than those guys will be after the entire 82-game season. And I don't think they're going to have as much wear and tear on them. So that's the main reason I pick OKC. Not like necessarily like they're just so much better, but I just think that the circumstances, again, the youth versus the age, I'm leaning towards OKC for the youth. That's why I picked them, okay? But I could see the Warriors pulling it out and Steph going nuclear. And if it all aligns, that's my thing. I think it would have to align perfectly for the Warriors because of their age. And that's why I question it, okay? Then I have the Lakers
Let's see how
Nuggets.
honest you're going to be about this series.
I have the Lakers Nuggets. I have this going to 7, okay? And this is my X factor for this series, LeBron James. How is LeBron going to be playing? Will he even be playing? Because ironically, I actually think that even if he doesn't play, that might even be better for the Lakers.
This is the specific team, like the specific matchup that he consistently costs his team against.
That's why. But Luka cooks the Nuggets every time. And that's the difference.
But Jamal Murray and Jokic cook the Lakers every time.
Yeah, but... I don't know. I think, like I said, I think it could go either way. That's why I have it going to 7. Because I think Luka's going to push. Luka's going to push.
You're going to go Lakers. Say it.
I have the Lakers.
Fucking piece of shit.
But I only think it's because they have... Their stars are younger than the Denver stars. Maybe I'm just leaning on youth too much, but I think that that's going to be a part of it. I think it's going to be like... The season's going to be brutal. And like, honestly, I actually, like, this might be a hot take. I have Jokic falling off just a little bit this year. He's getting older. He's not coming in the best shape. The Nuggets? Are the Nuggets going to be good? Yes. Is he still going to be one of the best players in the world? Yes. But I think falls a slight step back. And I think that all it would take is 1 or 2 games of him not like overperforming for the Lakers to get that just little edge that they would need. I'm picking them for this series, okay? But I'm more realistic in the next series, okay? So then I have...
You're like, I have the Lakers taking the Thunder to 7.
I do, actually. But I don't think that's crazy because I think that the Pacers took OKC to 7. And, I mean, arguably, I think that the Lakers have bigger star power to challenge the OKC.
Star power isn't always the case, though.
Yes, you're right.
It's team chemistry and it's defense.
Yes, but I think that the offense of the Lakers could pose a unique challenge for the OKC because Luka is one of the only players that they cannot do shit about. He's one of the only players. And yes, Jokic could also fall into that category, obviously. But I think Luka could cause some trouble for them. I think that Austin does pretty well against them. And again, this is all going to come down to LeBron if he's good or not. But I do have OKC winning the series. Just because right now... There's too many question marks with the Lakers for me to like fully say like they could beat OKC in the playoffs in the Western Conference Finals. As much as I want to say they could, maybe next year I would be more confident to say that they could once they shake off LeBron. And I know that's a hot take because like LeBron's the arguable GOAT and whatever, but like...
He's not, but...
Well, a lot of people hold him in that regard and at worst he's the second best, right?
He's 2.
Okay, that's still huge. Do you know what I mean? Like, and so to say like... It's going to come down to LeBron and how he plays. That's going to determine how far the Lakers get. I really think that. So, I think they push it. I think Luka's not going to give up. Luka's going to push it to 7. Do you know what I'm saying? But as of right now, I have OKC going to the finals. So then I have OKC Knicks. I have OKC in 6. As much as, you know what, I'm not even the biggest OKC fan. This is just how it shook out for me. I just think that, you know, whoever comes out of the West is going to win. That's my opinion. If it's OKC, if it's the Nuggets, if it's the Lakers, if it's, you know, the Warriors, whatever, I think that team wins it. Maybe the Warriors are a more of a toss-up because, again, the health of them is very questionable, and I question whether they could make it through a whole playoff series healthy because they're all so old. Maybe the Knicks could get them, but I think that otherwise the West is going to win, and for my case, obviously, it would be OKC, and Shea gets a second round. But I will say, even if this does happen, I think that would be their last year. I don't think they get another year after that. And even then, I think OKC are very beatable this year, and I would not be surprised, like you have like the Warriors taking them out. I wouldn't be surprised if another team, even the Lakers, I genuinely think, like, if they got them in the semis, I think there's a chance Luka fucking kicks them out. I really do. So it's hard to say in the West, but that's how my stuff shakes out. So
you have Luka as the literal boogeyman at this point.
I just think that he is a threat to all of those teams. And I'm not saying he's the only one. I obviously think Jokic is that person too. Shea, not so much. I think it's the team. Do you know what I mean? You could say even Curry, you could put him in there, but the thing about Curry is that he's 10 years older than Luka. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's my main thing. And he doesn't score usually as high of a volume. Like, he's not, like, as diabolical, shall I say?
My concern is also with even somebody like Luka, that separates him, I think, even from somebody like Jokic, is he still struggles when he's not on the ball. I understand if he is on ball, but again, when I just look at the playoffs, I'm just like, I love team basketball, and that's usually what wins. And at some point, Luka needs to figure out how to play off ball, because Jokic is pretty ball dominant, but he can dominate a game if Jamal Murray has the ball the whole game.
Yeah.
That's a side that Luka needs to unlock
I mean,
if he wants to win a championship.
I agree with you. I think he could get a little more creative, but I think he's been better about it because he does like right now, he's letting Austin drive maybe.
But it's not about letting.
40%
it's
of the
about
time.
doing other stuff. When Steph doesn't have the ball, he's running around. He's setting off ball screens. What I've seen is Luka gives up the ball and he just stands there.
Well, I have already been seeing Luka setting screens.
Waiting till he gets the ball back.
I've already seen him setting screens. And I think that that's the other thing about it. JJ is really smart. JJ is not going to, he literally studies the crap out of everything. He is on it. And I don't think that, JJ's not just going to be like, oh yeah, we have Luka Doncic, let's just waste his value. And I think that even Luka, it sounds ridiculous, but Luka could stand in a corner and he is drawing gravity because he's Luka Doncic. Do you know what I mean? He alone makes a difference and clears up, some space or, whatever you want to say. Again, I actually don't think it's going to be so much that. I think Austin and Luka have great chemistry so far. They're looking great together. I'm not worried about them two. I'm worried about LeBron messing things up. I really am. I think that's going to be the more swing factor, compared to other factors for them. So LeBron could either actually show up and elevate them, or he could force them to lose in the first round. So
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
What I told you last year was going to happen to the Lakers happened in the first round. I thought it was going to happen in the second.
Yeah, but we didn't even have a good center. I think we're better this year. I think we could make the second round, at least. I genuinely do. Obviously, it's matchup dependent. Everyone has good and bad matchups. That's just the reality. And also, the West is a bloodbath, and it's also going to be injury luck. Will people have their full teams? Obviously, you could say the Warriors would have maybe beat the Timberwolves if they had Steph. So that's a big part of it, right? Anything could happen at any time. So we'll see. I would be shocked if either one of us are right, because it's just the NBA.
The NBA is too many teams.
Exactly. So I'm not standing on too much business. Any of these teams could fall. Any of these teams could rise. But those are our predictions for now, guys. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. That is all we wanted to give you guys for this episode. We will be back next week with an update about week 2. The new stuff that's happening eventually, probably maybe in December or something, we might do updated predictions, or once we get halfway through the season, maybe we can kind of reevaluate, but we'll see how things shake out, guys. But those are our predictions right now. And I hope you guys enjoyed, but make sure you tune in for our NFL episodes. Those are super fun. We do weekly recaps and predictions and all of that fun stuff. Make sure you also follow us everywhere, guys. Please subscribe to our channel here if you're watching it on YouTube. If you're listening to us, you can also watch on YouTube. If you're not listening to us and you want to be, you can listen on Spotify and Apple Music. We also have an Instagram and a TikTok at First Team All Vibes. Make sure you follow us there as well. Make the comments, you know, do the likes. You know what you guys got to do to feed the algorithm, so you should go ahead and do that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for supporting. Thank you so much for listening to First Team All Vibes, and we will see you on the next episode. Bye bye.